Hello and welcome back to Across the Gulf Coast. Thank you for staying through the break, and we're now back to talk with Autism Pensacola. We're going to introduce you to their new president and CEO, and then talk about a great event that's coming up next month here in Pensacola. And as I just said, their new president and CEO is Kate Merrill. Kate, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. First time for you to come on the show, but we've had Autism on before. So tell us a little bit, before we get started, about yourself. Kind of give us a little bit of your background and introduce you to everybody out there that might not know you.
Okay. Well, I'm a speech therapist by trade. I got my master's at the University of Louisiana in Lafayette, so a fun place to learn how to teach people how to talk right. I love them. But came home, I guess, about 10 years ago, and Susan Byram, the past president, wonderful lady, and co-founder of Autism Pensacola, asked me if I would be on the board. So I've been on the board for Autism Pensacola for about 10 years. I've chaired one of their galas. I've been on the executive committee. And, you know, just having that background in speech and being an advocate for families, when I heard that Miss Byram was thinking about retiring, I thought, you know, what a really good fit with some community outreach potential and just, you know, being familiar with the needs of our families. So,
well, and I think that's a great point. You've been on the board for 10 years. You're familiar with the organization, with your families, and how everything runs.
Right.
So that's fantastic. Well,
that's right.
Well, welcome.
And loving it. I guess I'm about 6 weeks in, and
I haven't throwing you to the wolves already, huh?
It's still standing, and you know, run a couple of payrolls, and it's all still going just fine. So
good.
Ready to keep doing good things.
Well, absolutely, and I hope we have you on several more times to talk about autism and all of your different events.
Yes.
But for people maybe catching for the first time that don't understand or don't know what Autism Pensacola does.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about the mission of your organization and what you guys do for those families.
Yeah. So I would say that we're like an umbrella. You know, we're a resource network. We are a not-for-profit agency, and we help advocate. We help, you know, spread awareness, educate. Just to serve the families that are touched by autism. We certainly do some fundraising efforts to help finance some of our important programs, and our two big ones probably are our safety programs that we partner with the first responders and with ESAR, and we also have our camp that we have every summer, 2 months out of the summer, and you know, those are our big ones as far as you know, staples for our programs, but we have ongoing education and resources for parents throughout the year as well.
Now, if I'm a family at home that's impacted by autism, how can I get involved? How can I get my child or whoever it might be involved with Autism Pensacola?
Well, visit our website, autismpensacola.org, and you will just find a wealth of resources. And, you know, are you just curious if maybe this is autism, or, hey, I've gotten a diagnosis, and what's next? So, you know, we have all kinds of options for just to help you navigate through that process, as well as just maybe, hey, you want to talk to another mom that's been there, done that, and just to not feel alone.
Yeah, that's a good point. Being able to have that community to reach out to kind of get, you know, the how did you do this type questions answered.
And that's one of our biggest slogans is you are not alone, and it's absolutely true that these families shouldn't feel alone because it is a very prevalent. It's you know, common. It's happening, you know, all in every classroom, and you know, there is a family or a classroom that's touched by autism. So they shouldn't feel alone, and you know, we're here to help them.
So let's talk about one of your events you mentioned already, the Steps for Autism coming up next month. Give us some information about that, the who, what, when, where.
Okay, so Steps for Autism is probably, I guess it could be characterized similar to like the Relay for Life model. It's not an actual walk, it's a fundraising effort. It's a season that we are making steps forward, you know, to help families with autism. So right now, it's going on now, and it'll wrap itself up at middle of September. September 15th is when we're going to have our big celebration. But right now, businesses and families and individuals are forming teams. And it could be a Jeans Day at Work team, pay $1, or car wash, bake sale, some of the jewelry that some of the ladies sell, or bags with embroideries. There's all sorts of fundraising efforts, or just a online donate in honor of my child or in honor of my uncle. So there's many ways that you can form a team, and it's really spelled out nicely for you on our website at autismpensacola.org, and you could pull down the fundraising tag, or you could go to Steps at Autism Pensacola, or you can go to the Facebook page, which is also Steps for Autism, presented by Sandy Sansing. So any of those words should get you there, and you can see how to form a team, or go to a team and make a donation, or become a sponsor if you want to do that.
A lot of different ways to get involved.
Absolutely.
A lot of different ways to get involved, and it's a great organization. And Kate, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us all about it.
Well,
Appreciate it.
I look forward to coming back.
Absolutely.
Talking more
Anytime.
about Autism Pensacola.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for tuning in. Join us next month as we take another look across the Gulf Coast.